It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Frisky Brewing Company, and this is their Apple Pie PA. It's an Apple Pie IPA, coming in at 5.8% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. That took a couple of takes. Getting that introduction right took a couple of takes. There was something about Frisky Beer, Apple Pie PA, and then saying Apple Pie IPA after that was, what? It was a bit of a tongue twister. But I got there. 5.8% ABV, 440 milliliter can. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke. Ooh, look at this. It's just a little bit of carbonation. Nothing to worry about there. Here we go then. Lots of carbonation. It wasn't a very rigorous pour. It wasn't like a kind of threw the beer from a distance, from a height into the glass. I think it's just quite a lively beer. We got a 4-finger, ever so slightly off white head. Good levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Hazy. Straw coloured, very light amber. In between straw coloured and very light amber, I would say. At this stage of the beer review, I'd like to thank Bingley Brew Club for sending me this range of beers. They have beer from the kind of Bradford, Leeds area of the UK. Probably one of the best, if not the best, areas to drink beer in the UK. So they kind of speak to loads of local breweries, like all of these here. And they get some beer off them. Put them into a box. You buy the subscription box from their website. You've got a medium one or a expensive, well, I shouldn't say expensive, medium one or a slightly more expensive one. That's what I mean by that, like a large box. Each comes with a packet of crisps, if they can source a packet of crisps for you. And yeah, you pay a monthly fee for it. I think it's a terrific way to try new beers. It's a terrific way to try different beers. For argument's sake, this is my first beer from Frisky Beer. Never had anything from Frisky Beer before. So it's a great way to introduce yourself to new beers every month, because we're all human, aren't we? We can all fall into a little bit of a comfort zone, if you like, where you might go to the bottle shop and you might go, I know that brewery, and that brewery. I'll have 2 cans of theirs, 2 cans of theirs, 2 cans of theirs. You've got your 6 cans. All of a sudden, you've never tried anything from Frisky Beer or some of these other Bingley beer who I haven't tried. Well, we've had the 1 can from them. And it just makes things interesting. So check out Bingley Brew Club. Check out their subscription boxes there. Aroma on this slightly hazy beer then. Apple Pie PA. Now, I've not read the back of the can. Reason being, I want to know if it's kind of hops that's doing it, or if it's additions that's giving off that apple pie flavour. There's a nice hop aroma coming through here. And it's also giving off a really nice malt aroma of like the crust on a homemade apple pie. You know, that crust around the edge. Shortbread or, you know, that sort of thing. It does have a hint of apples. Not very often you see apple or apple flavoured beers. The reason being it's going way too close to cider. So this is my interesting kind of thought on this beer is it beer or is it kind of leaning towards cider? There's only one way we're going to find out, and that's by diving in. Cheers, everybody. Whoa. It's interesting. I'd say it's definitely hops. It's very rich and creamy. Whether that's oats or lactose that's doing it, it's got a kind of slick creaminess to it. There's a mental block in my mind at the moment because I hate cider. I hate cider with a vengeance, and every single mouthful, every time I put this beer to my mouth, I don't like apple pie, I don't like cider. I'm like almost cringing every time I'm putting this beer to my mouth, and I need to put this, I need to park this memory, I need to park this mental block to one side for a minute here and really just nail down on the beer, because it's actually quite a nice beer. I'd rather be honest with you. I'd rather say these things to you than not say these things to you and just leave you guys second guessing. What's the point in that? What is the point in that? I'd rather say, don't like apple pie, don't like cider, struggling a little bit mentally with this beer. But it's got nice levels of carbonation, pushing the beer on the inside of the mouth. It's got a slicky kind of, dare I say it, lactosey feel to it. But it's hoppy. It's hoppy, it's malty. There's no hot flavours in this beer. It's pretty good. If this was a kind of a blank can with nothing written on it, I'd be reviewing this beer going, this is kind of good, this is kind of really tasty. But I can't get my head around this kind of mental apple pie cider feeling that I'm getting every time I put the beer to my mouth. But it's just a mental thing. It's a little bit of peach and mango, a little bit of passion fruit. Dare I say it, a little bit of apple. There's got to be some kind of apple in here for it to be called an apple pie IPA. Let's have a read of the back of the can. Let's try and then bang, there we are, there's nothing. Oh, there's a little bit here. Fruity hops on both the hot and cold side and a heavy dose of lactose to add sweetness make up this apple pie in a can. It's better than your mum's baking. I thought it was lactose. I just struggle with lactose in beer. I do not see, unless it's a stout, an imperial stout with lots of roasted malt that's going to be able to balance off that sweetness. I really don't like lactose in beer. I don't like lactose in IPAs. I don't like lactose in pale ales. It makes it slick and oily for me. Oil slick. I was mentioning slickness earlier. That was my kind of reference to. It's just. I find it makes the beer oily. I find it makes the beer not very refreshing, and it's a shame. It's a shame because I really wanted to like this. I really did. But I'm just struggling a little bit. Look, I think the best way to just get over this whole kind of beer review here is to say to you guys, if you like cider, if you like apple pie, if you like lactose in your beer, then all of these things are going to put you in a good frame of mind and you're going to like this beer. Unfortunately, I don't like lactose, I don't like apple pie, I don't like cider. I'm just struggling with it. It's not a bad beer. It's not a bad beer. I don't think, because of the name of the beer, I would have put this in my... If I seen this in the bottle shop or the can shop, as we call them these days, I'd probably put it back on the shelf just because of the name of the beer. Even though I'd be inquisitive with what it was, I'd probably still put it back. And no, but it's really sad, really, because it's my first beer from Frisky Bear. When I'm kind of being introduced to a new brewery, it's always nice, and 95% of the time I'm always liking beer from new breweries, or new breweries to me. But on this occasion, I just have to be honest here and say it's just not for me. It's not for me. But it might be for you. Give it a go. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.